Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Borderlands 3 video, and today we are going to be going over our top 5 rocket launchers inside of Borderlands 3. Real quick guys, if y'all do enjoy daily Borderlands 3 content, then make sure to give a little sub button, because we do post daily Borderlands 3 content on the channel. That's what we do here. Anyways though, before we get into the list guys, we have to give some honorable mentions to some of the other rocket launchers that could not quite make the cut, G. You know what I'm saying, fam? So the first one I want to mention is the Globetrotter rocket launcher. Obviously this is the rocket launcher that you get from Scourge in the Guardian Takedown. The reason why I have it in the honorable mention and not in the actual top 5, it's really good. It does a lot of damage. However, it kills you a lot, and the content where you get it, you can't even use it, which is obviously the Guardian Takedown. You can't use the Globetrotter in the Guardian Takedown because the zero gravity literally makes it its main perk, which allows it, literally allows for the projectiles to bounce up and down, irrelevant, because the zero gravity, literally they despawn before they can get back to the ground and do damage to the enemies. So yeah, the Globetrotter takes honorable mention spot. Also, we got the Nukem. I still like the Nukem. I just feel like it needs to do more damage in Mayhem 10. I feel like a nice solid damage buff would really help this thing out, because even at Mayhem 10, it has lower damage than some level 57 rockets. But yeah, so the Nukem takes honorable mention. And then the last honorable mention that we have today guys is going to be the Kong from DLC 4. The damage on it is not what's holding it back. It's just the sheer fucking wonkiness that how this thing projectiles moves. It's literally just that you can do some big time whiffs with this thing, which is why it takes honorable mention. But it's still an insane rocket. It does a lot of damage. Anyways though guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into the actual top 5. Coming in at number 5 guys, I have the Hedgehog / Quickie rocket launcher. Now these are going to be 2 epics that are on the top 5, right, instead of a straight legendary straight. We're going to put these 2 on here. Now anyone who has played the game since I'd say since the game's come out, these rockets have literally been good throughout the entire course of Borderlands 3. Literally, I have done, I think at this point, I want to say at least 3 videos. I've done one when they were level 50. I've done one, I think, when they were level 57. I've not done one when they were at least, I think, level 60. And I've not done one since they've been level 65 yet, though. But yeah, dude. They're good. They do a lot of burst damage. Especially if you are on modes and you're using some for the road, they can burn any boss instantly. Very, very good. Literally back in the day, the way I used to tell people to go farm is that, yo, get yourself a Quickie or a Hedgehog and just go kill Grave Warrior, because it can do that super easily with the Stickies mode. Obviously, the Torgue rocket launchers, you can go between Impact and Stickies. Overall, I just feel like these guns, they're super common world drops, and they do get the job done, especially for bossing. I just feel like that overall, the Quickie and Hedgehog should definitely be acknowledged for how good they've been for being a couple epic world drops that completely slap Mayhem 10 bosses, unlike some of the other rocket launchers in this game, dude. Look at you, Tunguska, you suck! Anyways, coming in at number 5, we have the Quickie and Hedgehog. Now you gotta move on to the number 4 spot, guys. Coming in at number 4 is gonna be this classic behemoth of a beaut. That is going to be none other than the Yellow Cake rocket launcher COV status upgrade. I will say one thing about COV: they can make some bomb ass rockets, man. That's for damn sure. So the Yellow Cake, right? Yellow Cake obviously can come in at times 1 or times 2. Basically, the way it works is that you shoot the projectiles, it travels a little bit, and then it splits up into more projectiles. So the 1 will split into 4, which obviously those those 4 orbs do millions of damage, especially when the Cartel event in Mayhem 10 first came out. That's when the Yellow Cake was introduced. The Yellow Cake was some of the only ways people could even play on Mayhem 10, just because it did so much massive damage, and it just sat down so much of the enemies. The gameplay that you're seeing is of a level 65 one, just with 5150. Do keep that in mind. But this is why we need the Cartel event back, bro. The Yellow Cake, we all need to get have a legit version of getting the level 65 Yellow Cake, dude. We all need a legit way to get it, man, other than having to go into a PC and scale it ourselves, because that's not fun, because you can't do that legitimately. Guys, the Yellow Cake literally was whenever level 57 was a level cap, this thing literally took over the entire game. It was mind-boggling insane. The only reason it comes in at number 4, guys, because it is locked at level 57. I still figured because it was such a staple and so gosh darn good, it could go above the Hedgehog slash Quickie. But the Yellow Cake does come in at number 4, literally just because we can't get a legit level 65 version of it. But yeah, the Yellow Cake comes in at number 4, and gosh darn was this thing a fucking beast back then. Coming in at number 3, guys, we're going to be using the Ion Cannon, right? So, the Ion Cannon drops from the Iridium Fabricator over in DLC 1, the Moxie Size on the Handsome Jackpot. Obviously, when this thing first released, this thing was like far and away a top 2 weapon in the game because it got so much ammo and it didn't use like 7 ammo per shot. It only used 1 per shot on a fully charged shot that did that much damage that could literally one-shot a lot of bosses. Yeah, man, this thing was pretty insane. So earlier in the video when we said comparing it to some of the other rocket launchers like Tug to the Nukem, this Ion Cannon is level 57 that we're using. And believe it or not, dude, it is as 96k base damage times 2 for a gun that is level 57. That's higher than a level 65 single projectile Nukem. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the Ion Cannon is so much better than the Nukem. Plus, it fires way faster, and it's easy to predict where it's going because there's not a giant arc you have to like try and take into effect when shooting it. So yeah, do keep that in mind, bro. The Ion Cannon is a laser beam of a rocket that can do some deadly one-shotting the bosses. We used to use this thing in a build called Big Bang Flak back when level 57 like was a level cap and stuff. And yeah, we used a Deadeye on that setup. We used a 300% Ion Cannon. I'd imagine now that a 300% Ion Cannon would be up into a level 65 times 2. 300% Ion Cannon would be like somewhere in the 150,000 base range times 2. That's just what I imagine. But yeah, dude, the Ion Cannon comes at number 3. It's a very good rocket launcher, and I'm pretty sure most of y'all know what number 2 is gonna be, or the top 2, right? All right, guys, we got to go ahead and get into it. The number 2 spot. These next 2 rockets are inches apart of each other, not feet. They're very close. Guys, number 2, we got to use the back burner here, boys. So, the back burner, obviously, is amazing, right? It's a Mayhem 6 exclusive drop from Agonizer 9000. The way this puppy works is that, obviously, you shoot, it has a bit of a lob. Like, the projectile looks like a lob, but then whenever it hits the target, it then shoots out like a raining geyser of even more deadlier orbs that do even more damage than the initial shot, giving you way more damage with those secondary burst shots than you do on the initial shot. Now keep in mind, guys, whenever we're talking bossing weapons, the back burner is one that comes to everybody's mind. This is a gun that's going to be good on every single Vault Hunter, regardless of who you main. Zane mains, Amar mains, Flak mains, Moze mains. This gun is going to be good on all 4 of them. It's the back burner, bro. This thing is the king of doing extreme amounts of damage to single target enemies. It's truly insane. The slow projectile on it can be a little bit annoying, but it's still overall insane. I believe we're using a fire one with 150, and yeah, dude, we're laying waste to armored enemies, and like it's just overall kind of disgusting how good this thing really is. And I'm pretty sure most of you guys have used a back burner. The back burner has been in the game now for over 6 months, so I mean, I would assume most people do have it. But yeah, dude, the back burner, it has to come in at the top, within the top 2. It's just so good. It just destroys bosses. Whenever people are asking for like, yo, what are some of the first guns that I should go farm for, I always at least mention this one because it is so good. And I also mentioned our number 1 spot, which let's go ahead and segue over to our number 1 spot. Guys, coming in at number 1, that's gonna be the Plague Bearer. Look, man, look. If y'all have watched the channel for any decent amount of time, especially you Moves players out there, y'all know how cracked out the Plague Bearer is, how much I love the Plague Bearer. Let me first tell you what it is, right? It's a Mayhem 6 weapon that drops from the Warden, so you don't have to have any DLC, which is, you know, pretty nice. The DLC, you don't have to have DLC for the Plague Bearer or the back burner, which is awesome because these rockets are literally the top 2 best in the game, in my opinion. The Plague Bearer has a bit of a Scourge and a Lump mixed to it. The Scourge big coming because it shoots out projectiles as it travels, and then the lump being the big ball that it fires. Now, unlike the back burner, this big ball that it shoots does an extremely amounts of damage. We've gotten one shots on Grave Order with this just ball that the Plague Bearer shoots, not even the initial projectile shots, which allows it to be a complete beast for bossing and mobbing. Very, 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 very good, especially if you, I mean, dude, you use this thing on the bridge, use this thing on Slaughter Shaft, you can fire it from a safe distance, and it's gonna wreck face. I mean, it's gonna completely Shrek face. I mean, we're using a Firewall on 5150 because Mose loves fire, and you know who doesn't love good old radiation damage. And it's just overall insane, dude. The Plague Bearer is the most versatile rocket launcher in the game. It can one-shot bosses. It can clear out mobs just insanely fast. And it's just overall a very, very, very good rocket launcher. And I feel like every single player should get one. And every player can get one. There's no paywall blocking you from getting this puppy. And overall, it comes in at our #1 spot. But guys, that is going to just about wrap up the video. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below on the list. I want to know. Also, guys, let me know your top 5 rocket launchers. I want to know how you guys would rank these. I do feel like that the Plague Bearer and the Back Burner are so close that they're just interchangeable. You could flip-flop them if you wanted to, but they're just so good together, in my opinion, that I had to put the Plague Bearer at #1 just because I use that a little bit more than the Back Burner, but you know, the Back Burner is still an overall stud. Anyways, guys, hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to drop your love on that like button and subscribe if you are new, as well as if y'all like daily Borderlands 3, then make sure to hit that subscribe and that notification bell because we do post daily Borderlands 3 content on the channel. Also, we're on the road to 6K subs, so yeah, trying to help a brother out. Subscription, it's free. Will greatly help me out. Anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. My name's Kree. We'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.